Most agency owners think they need a huge list, a course, or a fancy funnel to start selling their knowledge. I did it in 2 weeks with a small audience, very minimal tech, and just one good offer. And here's how you can do it too. Now, at the time, I was working with big name clients like Dan Martell. We were building his funnels, building all of his automation using Infusionsoft at the time. And he was also my coach. And we had a conversation where he told me that the agency model that I was in wasn't something that was really scalable, and I should look to find something that was more leveraged. And that actually tipped me into this pathway that I'm talking to you about today. And it pushed me to test something new, an idea that made me $22,000 in a very short order of time selling my knowledge. So I want to teach you the 5-step framework that I followed that I think you can follow to start selling your knowledge as well. Step number 1, I looked at what all of my other clients wanted. At the time, that was an Evergreen webinar funnel to sell their course. This wasn't necessarily something I wanted to teach, but it was something that people were already asking me for our services. So my lesson to you is start with what you've already proven through your done-for-you services, not what you think will sell. Step number 2, I promised one clear transformation, and that was let's build your Evergreen webinar funnel in 8 weeks. Not a course, not just coaching, just one clear outcome. I see a lot of people that when they are transitioning from agency services or adding on something like a course, that they feel like they have to go out there and, scream from the mountaintops that, hey, I'm launching a course, and they try to lean into what it is versus what it does. When you package it into a specific outcome, you get clarity. So the lesson is clarity is greater than the content or the vehicle of how you're going to get them there. So we got to promise a result, not just, hey, we're going to give you tons of modules to watch. Step number 3 is to pick a low stress delivery format. Remember, we're here to sell our knowledge, and this is meant to be a leveraged delivery offer, not just done for you again. So I chose a cohort model that was delivered over about 8 weeks. I hosted 2 calls a week on Mondays. I trained on the specific thing that we were going to have them build and the pieces that they needed to customize. I gave them all of the assets. And then on Thursdays, I'd host a Q&A call where I'd answer any questions that they would have while they were trying to implement. And in between that, I had them in a free Facebook group where they would ask clarifying questions. I could drop them Loom videos or just answer the questions right there. So 2 one-hour calls and about 15 minutes a day in a Facebook group. And I was able to serve about 20 people. So the lesson here is you don't need some sort of fancy delivery vehicle. You just need to put together a plan, 2 calls a week, community. I'm going to answer questions. This is how we're going to get it done. And we need to put it on the calendar. Which brings me to step number 4. In the beginning, I priced my offer, this cohort, at $1,000. I was in my head saying, if I can sell 20 people and make 20 grand, then I'll call this validated and I'll try to do this again. And the first couple people I sold at 1,000, I was like, wow, this is like way too easy. They thought it was a steal. So the next couple people, I bumped it up to 1,500, and I even sold a few people at 2,000. And I knew it was a very leveraged thing, and most of the people ended up paying 2,000. So I had just under 20 people, but we made just over $20,000 in revenue. So my lesson here is validate your demand as quickly as possible, even if it's with a tiny list and or even a tiny audience, is enough if the offer is right. Step number 5. Now, I ran the program live. So I would train on Mondays. And again, I would answer questions on Thursdays. I ran the program this way. So it was building it as I was delivering it. I got myself 1 to 2 weeks ahead with the training content, the slides that I was going to use, but I was very much building it in real time. And we recommend our clients do this too, because as you're building it and delivering it, you're going to get questions, and you're getting questions from your ideal prospect. And so you're going to be able to go back and optimize or see around corners and say, hey, they're asking me that. I wasn't even planning on doing that next week. I'm going to make a few adjustments. And so I was getting real-time feedback to optimize the actual delivery experience so that I knew that when I was going to sell it again the next round, that I would already have figured these things out. And that 22 grand or whatever it was way easier than having to earn it through working with dozens of one-on-one clients. So my lesson to you is run this thing live, improve it as you go, and use the results to scale faster. Now, a key caveat to this, because I can already see it coming in the comments, is like you might feel disingenuous selling it that way. I highly recommend, we practice what we preach, that you sell this as a beta. You sell this as a pilot experience. You sell it very unpolished. The worst thing you could do is go design a beautiful sales page. I'm talking to you creatives, and then have a raw delivery experience because it's a pilot, right? We would sell these things with a call and or a Google document that just said, hey, this is what you're getting. Again, this is a pilot. We're looking for people to go through this. I want to help you get this outcome at such a steal of a price so that you will say good things about it and we can use you as a testimonial. So I sell it as an unpolished experience so that when they get an unpolished experience, they are not surprised, but they know that they're buying into this thing at a very great price, arguably a steal, in exchange for they get the outcome and they're going to give you a testimonial, which will allow you to raise the price, refine it later. So those are the steps, but I want to talk about how you can actually use this today. So I want you to pick one result that you already know you can deliver. Maybe it's even something that you've already been delivering for your clients. That's obviously the way to go. Map it out into a multi-week experience. If you had to show them how to do it and give them some assets and guide them through doing it, maybe that's 4 weeks, maybe that's 6, maybe that's 8. I try to keep it under 12 weeks. Put it on the calendar. Maybe you need 2 calls also. Maybe you want to have a community, and soft launch it with your existing leads. Send an email to your existing email list. Reach out to past clients. Reach out to clients that couldn't afford your service, but might actually be able to afford this. You already have everything that you need. You're just sitting on it. It's probably sitting there on your Google Drive collecting dust. Now, if you're anything like me, back then, you're sitting on years of experience, years of expertise, frameworks even that actually work, or systems that you've already helped clients install over and over and over again. You're probably closer than you think to productizing your knowledge. The key is to stop waiting for it to be perfect and just to package a result that you already know you can deliver. But before you jump in, make sure that you're actually ready for this. In my next video right here, click on it. I break down all the signs that will tell you that it's time to turn your expertise into a productized offer. Hit that next video. Let's make it a reality.